Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Dialed In with the Domies. I'm Brooke Brody, and today we're going to talk about how to stay motivated through the holidays because this is the time of year it gets crazy. We have so much going on, everything pulling us in directions, all of our expectations of what we should do for our children, like, oh my gosh, the pressure of gifts, let alone the charity events and keeping up with our business. And the truth is, most agents slow down during the holidays. Absolutely. And that means that you're not gaining market share if you slow down. And I've heard the excuse every single year. Well, it's that time of the year. Well, guess what? If you do that, you're not going to have any business in January. And then you freak out, and then you're scrambling. And then you do January and February where you're depressed and stressed. And then you start getting business in March and April. And then you're so busy that you can't prospect again. So it is a vicious cycle. So this is when you need to start planning. You need to be intentional. We need to start trying to take care of so that doesn't happen because that's it's absolutely a business of ebb and flow, but there we do have some control over it, even though we like to say that we don't. So you need to look at the holidays can be a huge opportunity because so many agents are checking out. So there's a vacuum that's created, and motivated agents can fill that vacuum. So please do not say it's the holidays and just no one wants to talk about that because the thing is, people still have to move and buy and sell, right? Serious buyers are still looking. They're having relocations, they have job changes. There's tax strategies. I know a lot of you do work with investors. They're definitely like, oh, I need to get this done at the end of this year, or like, hey, I have to wait till quarter one, but and people that are planning to sell in January are prepping now. So how do you do that? How do you reach out? How do you say that? Um, so instead of chasing business in January, start generating it now in November and December. So the other thing is, it's like you're not going to get as right. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I didn't have 10 closings this month. You have to create micro goals because there are more things going on. So you have to make sure that you're not overdoing it. I'm going to work 10 hours today. Well, that is not going to happen, on the day before Thanksgiving, right? So let's set 3 daily non-negotiables. So, for example, you're going to reach out to 5 people. You're going to do one social media post. You're going to do one follow up a day. Like, again, not these huge goals. I'm going to, but create those and then put them in every day and track your days because real estate, it's not just a Monday through Friday, right? So track green days versus red days. So, you know what? I got it done. I got my 5 reach outs. I did my social media post. I followed up and use that and celebrate your success and try to go for 4 green days and 3 red. Red is if you don't get it done. And there's days we have family obligations. We have so many other things. We have, Friendsgiving, we have Worksgiving, but those are still creating opportunities when we're going to the store. I met a lady at the grocery store yesterday. Like, I was there for 7 minutes to buy a turkey. And she was like, I was like, anyway, you can create opportunities. Opportunities are wherever you are, even if you only have 7 minutes, but you have to have your business card on you, right? Or at least your phone for your Popple or your LinkedIn account. And celebrate your wins to keep your energy high. And if you have a week that maybe you only got 3 instead of the 4, then go for the next week to do 5 and work ahead of time. Or, count one day as 2. If you're super productive one day, I'm all about that. You're like, man, I did so many things. Like, I'm amazing. But write down your micro goals. So I want everybody right now to write down at least one micro goal. So I'm doing handwritten notes. And yesterday was a green day, so I'm super celebrating that for myself. So I want you to write down a micro goal right now. And a lot of it is like you have to create a little bit of routine because, I mean, with our kids and everything, and then the kids are off school. Oh my God. That to me, I was like, I am a hot mess express. I have to get out of the house. So please, please, please come to the office when the kids are off on break because I am running away to get my shit done. But at the new office, the kids are going to be like, I want to go every day. No, you're not coming. I'm going to play air hockey and I'm going to video it to you and send it to you to let you. But do like 20 minutes, even if you can get 20 minutes in. Say, hey, I'm closing the door. You're gonna watch Bluey, whatever it is. Do clean out your email. Make sure, like, get into your CRM check. Make sure you don't have follow-ups that you need to be doing, and do 5 quick touch points. One of the things that we aren't doing enough, and I am one of those things, is we're not taking those video notes. We're not taking those video, like, quick little notes. And those are effective, right? Especially like if you have a new lead come in, that's a great opportunity to say, hey, I'm showing other houses right now, but I can't wait to connect with you. And if they can see your face, they can see that personalization. You went a little bit above and beyond, and other agents aren't doing it. So I really, really like if you guys can put like your videos in there, and I'm gonna absolutely, that's gonna be one of my 2026 goals is I want to start doing more video touch-ins, like specific to, your client, or in my case, my agents, right? And you're not going to feel motivated every day, and that's okay. And that's, you are not alone, but you have to stay disciplined. You got to continue doing the activities, and you cannot make excuses. One day can be an excuse, but it cannot be every single day. Um, and then you can, like, we want to build relationships through the holidays. This is a perfect time to do that. Certain touches that work are handwritten holiday notes, um, do your own little thing. Put something in there that's unique to you. Like, I don't want to tell you guys some of the things that I've started doing because you're going to see them soon. But, put a lottery ticket in there and say, hey, I hope your chances for the new year or something, right? It doesn't have to be big. But putting those handwritten notes, because when you get a card, if it was handwritten, if it was personalized to you, or if they just, did that, they make it look handwritten, right? It makes a difference when you do the handwritten. There's giveaways. So, for Thanksgiving, like, give away a pie, and you don't have to do 20 or 40 or 100. You can do 5 or 6. Who do you think that you could get who do you think you could get 5 referrals from in the next quarter? Like, who's most likely to recommend you to your friends and family? Do it to them with a little handwritten note. Drop off a pie, whatever it is, have them come to you. So the small client appreciation Popeye. So tomorrow at the sales meeting, Sarah's putting together a Popeye idea that you can, that she's going to have ready, wrapped up for you guys to be able to do. So that's going to be an example of one of those. And we're trying to continue to do that throughout the year for you guys to make it easier so that you're not like, oh, I don't know what a Popeye is. But you know what? Little Bundt Cakes has those little tiny delicious things. And if you ever like took 2 or 3 of those over to your clients, they'd be like, oh my gosh. Or Crumble Cookie now has the little ones, right? Get a box of 6. So you're not breaking the bank with these Popeyes, but it's going to be something that these people remember and that they're like, oh my gosh, that was so nice. And who doesn't love that stuff? Um, you could do a holiday market update. Like, here's what we're going into 2026. If you aren't doing seller valuations, you should absolutely be doing them. Like, do you know how much equity you have in your home? And this isn't salesy. You're trying to look at things that aren't salesy. You're trying to look at things that build connections, because connections build conversations, and conversations equal business. The other thing that you have to do is you have to ask for that business. Do not say, well, I did a Popeye. Well, did you say, if you are, or anybody that is thinking about buying or selling, I would please, please, please make sure to keep me in mind, because I'd love to take care of them. I take care of them just like family. However you make your ask, if you drop something off, it's a handwritten card. You have to say, and you make it authentic to you, right? Like, the biggest compliment I can get is your referral business of your friends and your family. But don't just say your business. You also want them to be referring you to friends and family. So get on. I'm going to challenge everybody to get on and get your ask together. What's authentic to you? What are you going to do in a handwritten note? What are you going to do on your phone calls? What are you going to do in your emails? Because if it sounds different, but I want everyone to write down what their ask looks like, and I want them to start practicing it. And it needs to be something that rolls off your tongue everywhere. I don't care if you go to the grocery store, if you're going to be shopping this summer. If you're at the post office, how many times are we in the post office and we have to mail it out to our friends and family and you're there for 35 minutes? You have an opportunity to the people in line to talk to them about real estate because it only takes one touch. At times, other times it takes 98 touches, as we know. But if you're not trying, you're not out there asking, then you don't know. A lot of sellers do wait until after the holidays to sell, right? Like a lot of people don't want to sell around the Christmas. They don't want to deal with it, but they're prepping now. So you should pull a list of your past seller leads, your stale leads, your sphere, anybody who mentioned moving in a couple of years, moving after the holidays. Get with them, prep a January prep script. I know you mentioned planning to moving after the holidays, so I wanted to give you a head start on prepping early. It will help your timeline and position. Give them value, give them something to think about, and then get on ChatGPT and make that checklist to send over to them. Um, Social media, there are people scroll more during the holidays. A lot of people take off PTO. They're going to be on there more. So that gives you an opportunity for visibility. So you should be increasing your posts. And you're going to be busy, so start creating posts that you can schedule. So before and after market updates, you have client gratitude posts that you can do. You guys, it does not have to be something that happened that day or that week or the week before. I don't care if it happened 3 years ago. Thinking about my buyers that went through this transaction sale, you can recycle your post and reuse it. It doesn't have to be, don't just post the same thing. Take that photo and make it look new. How many people do we know on social media? I've had so many of you say to me, "Oh my gosh, that person's so busy." And I'm like, "No, they're not. I track their sales. They sell 3 homes a year, but it looks like they sell 60, but they are reusing the old material." And I will go through and I'll show agents. I'll like, look, they posted that again 6 months ago. And look, they posted that again 6 months before that. So but it seems like they're a super busy agent. So don't just take, "Oh, well, I haven't done anything today." Go through your phone, old, and put that in there and repost. Make sure you're staying relevant, and you can schedule your posts so that like maybe you want to take off the week before Christmas and New Year's. You're going to have less time if you're going to have kids home that you don't normally have home. Schedule it out so it doesn't look like you're dormant, because that's going to be the time that other people are also off and they're scrolling, and that's when they're going to see that. So be cognizant of, like, I know I'm not going to be super productive December 19th through January 2nd. Like, I 1000% know that. So part of my task is having Sarah do that for me ahead of time. Like, I'm like, "Hey, in December, we're moving in the new office. We're getting things, but I need to make sure that I'm in and you're posting for me at least 3 days during that week, even if she doesn't work." Right? But put out your holiday event photos. Put out behind the scenes, like, if you're at Chris Kindle Market or something and you see Santa walk into the village, like, how fun is that? You can make it super fun, super easy. It does not have to be anything complex, because it doesn't have to your 3 posts a week don't all have to be business. And especially this time of year, it absolutely doesn't. So make sure you're posting for when all the places that you're at the kids' school, like if they have a band concert or they have I mean, who doesn't want to see the cute little kids dressed up around the little baby Jesus, right? Like, um, do a quick, Nicole, for you, I love, like, I'm sure you've already got this in your head, a quick myth busting reels. Hey, everybody says it's not worth it to post during the holidays, but this is why, this is why, this is why. I can 1 million, you've probably already done it, absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's not about perfection. It's about consistency. Like having those, I want you all to aim to have at least 3 posts consistently through the holidays. And that really starts this week. And I'm going to also make Sarah on my list have that, as because I'm not just going to preach it. I'm going to do it too. I do a decent amount of posting. But I get off with my videos. Like I super get in kicks. And so I'm definitely negligent as well, but I am going to absolutely try to fix that. And remember, holiday success is not about one huge big things. I had 6 closings in December. It's about daily micro actions your relationship touches, keeping them real, making those connections, and early January prep so we're not scrambling after what we feel like we take 4 to 5 weeks of just pure chaos. And so it's okay that other agents slow down. Let them. I want you guys to stay intentional because the intentional agents are going to be the ones that are going to win the first quarter. Does that make sense?